Hello, everyone. This is Rein to Kolbeinsson or RT Kolbeinsson. I am joined today with Kathleen Bendelack, who is one of the actresses in my play that I'm writing and directing, the Bexhill Bookclub, and she plays Jazz in the Bexhill Bookclub. I'm very glad to have you, Kathleen. How are you today?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It is.
As you can see, I'm from my sports club. I just did some exercise,
Mm-hmm.
Get the old muscles going, and
Perfect. Good.
yeah, so everything's good. I'm glad to
Good.
be
Good.
here with
Good.
you.
Exactly. So we are very energized for this interview.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about Jazz as a character? Because you've been working on this play for a bit, and I think that she is probably one of the most I wouldn't say complicated, but there are certain layers not only to herself but to the performance. What can you tell us without giving away too much?
That's without giving away too much. Well, yes, I think she is a complicated person. There's, as you say, many layers to her. And I think she's the kind of person that her backstory, which is something that I sort of worked on, you gave me the sort of basic characteristics, and her backstory I built in my head as somebody that has been perhaps through some sort of childhood trauma. I get this impression because she comes across as a strong character, but in reality, I think she's the weakest of all of them in many ways. She is a self-made woman, but she has, as I say, there's a vulnerability about her, which I don't think she lets on. She doesn't show that to people,
No.
because she has this sort of strong character, and I'm a self-made woman, and she gives you her honest opinion direct, which is something I do like about her. I think we should all learn from that to be more honest and less cynical, and to say things in a nice way, but safe instead of holding back, which a lot of the characters in this play do hold back.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Until things get really bad, but she doesn't. She comes out with it. I also think that childhood trauma must be somewhere, because the way that she will not respect the word friendship, which is something that I, as a person, treasure very much. And that, of course, to her doesn't mean much, as it seems. I won't say too much.
No. I think you've said quite enough as a sort of a hint to how she is. I also like the fact that something you highlight very well, that she is quite vulnerable, but she doesn't present that. Has that been, in terms of the process of creating the character, has that been a challenge for you to find the balance to show that?
No, it hasn't, because I think many people that do have strong characters, I myself do have quite a strong character, and I think I can honestly say we share that I do come across a lot stronger than perhaps what I really am. So in that sense, I think you've cast me very well. I think that in that sense, you've cast everybody very well. But being an actors, obviously, we go to places that are not really, or do not resonate with ourselves, but we do learn from it. And I think, yes, it hasn't been difficult for me to get there, because I think a lot of women have this problem of being one that showing one face and having many, men. So no, it wasn't too difficult. No, it wasn't too difficult. No.
Right. I think to kind of tie this maybe into your fascination maybe with looking to portray the many facets of people with characters like Jazz. In terms of literature, does that resonate with some of the books that you've kind of wanted to talk about, or not?
Well, as far as literature goes, I've always loved these women characters, Jane Eyre, the Charlotte Bronte and Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights. They're books that I've loved, and they're always talking about very strong and very vulnerable women. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. There's always this woman that in the background or somewhere. It doesn't appear, but they're always there's. Yes, I think these are the kind of characters that my childhood was built on. All the classics, in fact, Dickens and all of them, Shakespeare and all of that. That's part of mine. They're the books that have, and they still are, that today they're still books that I pick up again and again and find something different, find them enjoyable, and learn something almost every time I read them. And they're books I have there, my bedside table, apart from other books, obviously, because I have one thing, I've had lots of friends that are writers, and they're always giving me books. I just don't have enough time to read them all, you know?
Yeah.
I've got about 4 on the go at the moment. But I start reading them, then I go on to the other one, and I suppose also I've got a bit of a funny eyesight thing going on there. My eyes, tired eyesight.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can only read so much. And if I get scripts and stuff like that, then I've got to learn the lines. So I don't have as much time to read as many books. But they are the books that my childhood was built on. And they still today, especially Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's yeah, but that's great. I as someone who connects with a lot of classics as well, it's really difficult to let go of them because they stick with you for such a long time. And I think that with age as well, regardless of where you are, a story like that is gonna find new depths within you, and you will come back to it in some form or another with a different view or a different appreciation to it. And I think you've spoken to that very well. In terms of, just to get back to the play, working with Jazz as a character in this group of women that you say is kind of the weakest of them all, without giving too much away, but presenting very strongly. How has that been to kind of, I mean, how has it also been to work with such different characters and balancing that out?
Well, in all of these women that you have written this play in the Bexhill Bookclub, in every single woman I can identify myself with. All the characters to start off with. And so we are all of them in different moments, different stages of our lives. Each and every one of these women, be it Erica, be it Holly, or Bess, there's something of us all in all of us. And there is, in fact, in real life, because we're not, well, there's many layers to all of us. So working with them, things that happen and that occur are things that happen in real life. So you've really hit on the nail on the head with things that go on in this play that are interesting, are funny, quirky, relatable to. Working, you know, with these are all people that I know.
Yeah.
They're all people that I have met my half a century. Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
They're all women that I know. Yeah. And they're all different, and in each and every one, in different moments, we could be any of those.
Yes.
So they're all very familiar.
And so it's been good to kind of get into that and slotting in that sort of version that you portray with along with them. And it's great to hear that you've resonated with it, and I feel that audiences, the ones that I've spoken to, have seen the show. I think they definitely connect with it as well. Kind of just to kind of top off as well, for audiences that are going to see the show, what is it that they can expect to see, and what can they take away from the performance?
Well, that's a good question, and I'll answer as best as I can. I think they're going to see a reflection of many people that they know. They're going to be very familiar with these characters, and it might seem that what actually happens, the plot, they're going to know it as well. They're going to know somebody who went through that. So it's a reflection of our lives, but it uncovers the cynical, perversely, how should I say, how untrue we are to ourselves and to others. And this is really a reflection of what we're like. We'll learn from that to try and open up and give an honest opinion about things and say things when they happen. Bess is probably the one that I'm not going to say too much, who's the more honest of all of them. Although she's the one that also, you know, she roughs everybody's feelings up because she wants everybody else to be the same and be as honest as she is. But we don't have the courage. We don't have the courage because it does take a lot of courage to be absolutely honest and frank with yourselves and with your own life. Look into your own life and say, look, I'm going to change these things. I'm not going to do that. That doesn't work for me. She changed hers. The others go along and play the game. And the game, in the end, it seeps out one way or the other. So they're going to find it really interesting. They're going to find it quirky. They're not going to guess probably the end till the end. And that twistedness, I don't know where you get that from.
No, I think it's just as I've said before about this play, is that it's within these sorts of circumstances that I've often thought what would be the big conflict bringer and what could bring out the most interesting nuances in people, and a lot of that comes from sort of twistedness. So I don't know where it comes from, but it's there. I think that was perfectly answered. And yeah, for people who are wanting to go and see the play, it is now coming up next week at the 11th, the 12th, and the 15th of September at Teatro Mol in Palma. Tickets are still available, so we will see you there. Thank you so much for your answers and being with me today, Kathleen. I'll see you later.
See you later, alligator. Thank you so much, and I hope I gave some sort of sense to the nonsensical world and the play, which is it's very spicy, very funny, very they're gonna love. I mean, this play is a play that they're gonna love.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.